تفضل.
Initial payoff from UK. Assalamu alaikum. Should we read Surah Yasin for those under deathbed? Any advice on what else we should be doing for those that are in the final moments?
طيب. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد. اللهم إني أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. With regards to reading Surah Yasin upon a Muslim who's dying on her deathbed, and if we shouldn't read that surah, what should we be saying to the Muslims who are about to leave this world? And the question is from where again?
London, UK.
London, UK. In brief, don't read Surah Yasin upon the dying Muslim. In brief, the Hadith, and Allah surely knows best. You should gently get them to make the Shahada. If that's the last thing that they say, if they start talking about something else and speaking about something else, then you get them to make the Shahada again gently, not forcefully, not something which will clash or collide with their state, their physical state, mental state, but gently say, make the Shahada. If you want to visit someone who's in the hospital and they were in level 4 or stage 4 cancer, or the doctor said, it doesn't look like they're going to make it, it was a very bad car accident, or they were shot up pretty bad, and you wanted to read the Quran while you were there, then of course, the barakah of the Quran, the blessings of the Quran, the sakina that comes with the recitation of the Quran, no one is going to differ on that. But to specifically mention and read Surah Yasin, I would say no. So get them to say the Shahada of the Tawheed, and if they still are in the right state, and they have the mental state, their mental faculties are there, then speak to them, advise them to be patient, advise them to make tawbah, and advise them to have husnul dhan, good thought of Allah, and have hope, and lose fear. Just have hope now. You should despair of fear. At this point, hope for Allah. That's it. Fear is not going to stop you from doing anything. You're on your deathbed. Hope for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وهكذا. والله أعلم.
Queens, New York. Can women in Ihram on Hajj wipe their faces with a towel or a scarf if they are sweating?
Question is from where?
Queens, New York.
Question is from Queens, New York. If a woman is on Hajj, can she wipe her face with a towel if she's sweating? A person is not to cover of niqab, bin, or anything like this. As far as if a person is sweating extremely or profusely, and they wipe their faces briefly, and there's a lot of sweat, أرجو أن لا يكون في هذا حرج. Being covered, تخمير الوجه, is a long discussion. Ibn Abdul Barr rahimahullah, he mentions the argument in Tamheed about can the face be covered or not, and في ذلك ما في ذاك. المهم, if staying away from any problematic issues, do not cover your face. Wiping it quickly, inshallah, hopefully it's nothing wrong with that. Bi'idhnillah, if it's a lot of sweat, and if you can wait, then just wait. But wiping your face is not necessarily what? Covering it, walking around with it, inshallah ta'ala. And of course, we have the issue of the face masks, the medical masks, and the ulama, what they say about that and wearing that. So hopefully wiping it with a lot of sweat, la haraj, inshallah.
Initials GT, Queens, New York. Can a woman with long hair in Ihram tie up her hair?
Questions from New York with regards to a woman with long hair. Can she tie her hair up? Prohibition of a person tying their hair in the state of Ihram, especially for a woman that I know of. Cutting the hair, trimming the hair is a different story. And there are many things in which a woman is allowed to do that a man is not allowed to do. Certain things of mahdurat al-ihram which are specific to men. Wallahu alam.
Initials SA, Ontario, Canada. Someone felt bad after watching a bad movie. She made Allah a promise before not to watch any movies again. Now she wants to start watching appropriate movies. Is there a way to get out of the promise?
Someone watched a bad movie, they felt bad, and they promised to Allah never to watch movies again. Now they want to watch appropriate movies. Is there any way of getting out of it? Well, the concept of watching a movie. Is there any movie which is good? Is there a movie that's good for you? Is it permissible to watch movies? And if it is permissible to watch a movie, is it advisable and at what point, how many movies, how much time, etc. So the general concept of someone who swears, man halafa ala yamin, and then he sees something is better than it, and then what should he do? فَلْيُكَفِّرْ, let him make the expiation, do the hinth, or the hinth and the expiation. Al-Muhim, if you swear to Allah to do something, or whatever the case may be, and then you see something that's better and more thorough, you get out of it through that process of making the kafara and then doing that thing. But is watching a positive movie after you swore to Allah not to watch any movies, is that a good thing? That's the problem right there. All right? At the end of the day, if a person watched a movie after they promised to Allah they would not watch any movies anymore, then they should make the expiation of the yameen, which is well known and mentioned in the Quran. The expiation of breaking your oath that you make to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wallahu alam.
National GP Quiz New York. Are you allowed to clip a safety pin on your ihram?
There's nothing wrong with that, inshallah. Clipping a safety pin on your ihram, la ba's. There's nothing wrong with that, inshallah.
How to best deal with not having a child after 4 years in marriage?
Question from Fort Worth, Texas. How to best deal with not having a child after 4 years? Keep trying, inshallah. Keep making dua and keep trying. Maybe if you want to see a physician or a specialist or read some books that deal with the different tangible ways of having a child. We're not talking about no sihr or nothing like that. Keep trying, inshallah ta'ala. And hopefully, bi'idhnillah, if you go and enter the house through the front door, as Allah says, you'll be successful. Whether that be through a doctor, through medicine, through some type of surgery, through certain practices, or whether that be through you having a second wife, if the problem isn't from the man. You'll get a child if that's decreed and written for you. And if not, you be patient with Allah's qadr. And there were people that were closer to Allah that didn't have children. There were people that were more beloved and fond to Allah that waited, many, many years. How old did Ibrahim wait to have a child? And there was Ibrahim Khalil ar-Rahman. Wallahu alam.
Initial DI Toronto, Canada. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. Does one have to refrain from cutting their nails and hair 10 days before Eid if the sacrifice is being given in their name, but they are not the one doing the sacrifice?
Question is from Toronto. With regards to not trimming your nails and your hair for 10 days if they have a wakil, someone who's slaughtering on their behalf. Bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, the best thing to do is not to do it yourself. That's the safest thing to do. As far as, are you the one who's actually slaughtering the animal? Not necessarily. The wakil is the one who's going to actually slaughter. Man arada an yudahi, the hadith says. Whoever wants to do the udhiyah. And technically you're not really doing it if you have a wakil. As far as you go to the slaughterhouse and you pay the money and they do it, then that could be a different story. And that doesn't seem to be the same as someone actually saying, you take care of it for me this year, I'll give you the money ahead of time, you do it. Everyone understand this? And obviously the issue of trimming the nails and the hair is a long issue. The ulama of Islam, the hadith being sound, mawquf,